Ẹ mà lẹ́ níbẹ̀ yẹn ò nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hello everyone, it's Adironke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'll be teaching a short Yemoja song. And again, this one doesn't have any title, any official title. But based on the first line of the song, I've assigned Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja to it as the title. As it's a 2-line song, so I suppose the first line becomes the title. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má báyà lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má báyà lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. It's a short 2-line song. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má báyà lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má báyà lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má báyà lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má báyà lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. So that's it. It's a taboo related song. Like, don't do things that are taboo to Yemoja. That's really the summary of this song, and I'll break it down soon. But the main character in quote here really is the Elebute. There's this plant that is called Elebute. I think Crassosephalum rubens is really ebolo, and Elebute is Crassosephalum crepidioides. But besides the flower, besides the top, it's really hard to tell the difference. The leaves look the exact same. And also, I realized that it's like they are not differentiated in the sense that people refer to the one that has the bluish, purplish flowers as Elebute too. Again, the leaves look the exact same. They grow the exact same way. They grow around the same time. Their usefulness, their effects when consumed or when applied on the body somehow are also pretty much the same. So they are really the same. You know, again, without the flower, you can't really tell the difference. I know that if further scientific studies done, and I'm sure that somebody has already done it somewhere, perhaps one is resistant to something than the other would be, or there might just be a slight difference somehow, but it would be quite slight. If you're not going too much into the details, it would be quite slight. So they're really one and the same. So I've heard many people refer to the ribbons as Elebute. You know, it's also ebolo. Same as the red flower one, the red top one, Elebute, but also ebolo. So if anybody knows more, please don't hesitate, because they are different. I suppose the taboo is try not to serve Yemoja any of the two, because they're like the same. They're Elebute, ebolo. Just don't. That's what the song is saying in the first line. Ẹ má ṣe Elebute fún Yemoja. Ẹ sì má bà ìyá lódò léèwọ̀ jẹ́. Let's see what the words are, and that would give you, of course, more insight into what the song is. E is an honorific, but it's also a plural pronoun. So it indicates that you're addressing more than one person or people in general in the plural sense. If it's in the honorific sense, you're referring to somebody that, if you're considering age and no other factor, might be older than you, but age is not the only thing that determines honorifics. And I made an entire video on it that I will link so that you can watch. And if you're referring to somebody and you start with e, but in this sense it's plural. You're referring to more than one person. You're referring to people in general. When you say e, and then ma is do not, don't. Ma, se is to cook, but se, and I have another video on that as well. Like when a noun comes after a verb that ends with do, it changes to re. I've done that. Emma say, do not cook. Say, cook, but say, cook. Elebute, crassophalum, crepidaiotis. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, and I apologize to the science people. Probably makes your hair hurt the way I'm pronouncing it. Crepidaiotis. I'm pretty sure it's probably different in the original. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. But Elebute, anyway, fun is for, and then Yemoja, the maternal deity of the river. The second line also starts with e, you indicates that you're addressing people in general. Essi, si, essi ma, si here is and also, and in addition, si. You're adding more to that. And also, plus, it's like plus. Ma is do not. Baje is really the word, but it's split into two here. So, baje. Because a noun is coming after the ba, and it ends with do, this changes to ba. I've explained it in that video. I'll link it if I haven't already, so you can check the list of linked videos. Spoil, the first of. Iya, niodu. Iya is mother. I have a video on what it means in and of itself. Ni is in, could be in, at, of, at the river, or of the river. Odo is river. So mother of the river, mother at the river. Ni ewo. Ni is off. Ewo is a taboo. Wo, something that is accepted or acceptable. Ewo, something that is not acceptable. So a taboo. And then je is the second part. Baje, to spoil. Baje is one of those verbs that are made up of two verbs. Like, you want to express something, but there's no one verb for it, so you have to combine two. It's just like tobi too, except that tobi is an adjective. Baje. It's interesting. Ba, to fall. Je, to become. Ba, je. All the other meanings that je could have don't work besides become. Ba, to like descend, or really, if you're considering the way people used to talk, older Yoruba, just fall to the ground, oba, to fall to the ground or land on the ground and become something else. Is really like what I can think of. I think sometimes the English words and their meanings are what we put more focus on when we're translating. So we're trying to make our words, the Yoruba words, fit that English context. And if it doesn't, then we get upset. In and of itself, bajet really is to fall to the ground and become something else. So I don't know if it's perfectly equivalent to spoil, although spoil is the English word that we assign to it, translation-wise, to fall to the ground and become something else. The translation of spoil, to diminish or destroy the value or quality of something, or to harm the character of someone by being too lenient or indulgent. The origin is from Latin, spolium, to plunder, or a description of skin stripped from an animal skin. Let me see the origin of the word plunder. Oh God, it's from German, Middle Eye German. If you take one word, just any random word, and you look for the origin, and you look at the connected words, and you look at the origins, I mean, you can spend 24 hours. Trust me, it's very time consuming and very interesting. I don't know if they are perfectly equivalent, if they're equivalent at all, but spoil is the English translation, I guess. To fall to the ground and become something else. To spoil, sort of a way of describing to ruin something. That's the description. Sometimes the words are metaphorical. We use them like regular words and we don't necessarily think metaphor, but many of our words are inherently metaphorical. It's just like tobi too, that we use to describe when something is more than the average, when something is big, worthy of inquiry. It doesn't necessarily say big in and of itself, but it's metaphorical. So same as this. The transliteration first is of Emma say Elebute fun Yemoja ezima ba iyalodo lewoje is do not cook Crassophyllum, and I'm just saying Crassophyllum in general because there are different species but they look so alike and their functions are very similar. Do not cook that for Yemoja, and do not spoil mother of the river's taboos or mother at the river's taboos. If you say Iyaloja, mother of the market, mother at the market, it could be both. I prefer off, but mother at the river also works for Iyalodo. Do not cook Crassophyllum for Yemoja, and do not spoil mother of the river's taboos. If you're honoring the deity, don't do it. Don't bring it near them. Don't put it anywhere near the altar. They ate it. Now, this particular plant is the effects are very, very positive. Like, it's very good for bowel movement. Oh God. If you cannot pass feces easily, it will move your bowels. Ebolo, efo ebolo. There's even a saying that we have, irrespective of how you cook it or what you try and what you add to it, it always has this earthy, foresty type of smell. It would always smell like the bush. That it has this bushy, earthy smell. Yeah, it's good for bowel movement. It's good for curing certain infections as well, and certain diseases too, like cancer. Can prevent that or help manage that. And I think it has properties that help the kidney as well. Like, you can even do your own research. There are many things that this plant is good for, though this is not a bad plant at all. It is very, very good. But just like Obatala with salt and other deities with their own thing, it's just a taboo. She just doesn't like it. I don't know why. And with many of these things, there are stories. I don't know if somebody tried to poison her, or maybe the descendants of Omileye would know more. Besides the fact that they don't present it to her, they don't serve it to Yemoja. Many of them also don't eat it. Many don't eat fish. They don't eat any type of plant that looks like this. Yeah, they stay away from those. They eat other things. Ilai, wedu, shoko, gure, but they stay away from it. So I don't know what the story is. I really don't know, and I didn't bother to do the research. But I will probably devote time into understanding why she doesn't like it. Do not cook Crassophyllum for Yemoja, and do not spoil mother of the river's taboos. The translation is, do not cook this vegetable, this plant, this Crassophyllum for Yemoja, and don't do things that are taboo to the mother of the river. So it's not just don't do this, but it's also and also don't do things that are taboo. This is one thing, but don't do other things that are taboo to the mother of the river. So what are the things that are taboo? If you refer to an energy as mother of children and of fishes, you know that's an environmentalist. So don't desecrate rivers. Don't be weird with nature. I think that's one thing that you can do to upset that energy. I'm sure there are other taboos, but don't do other things that are taboo. Don't do that, but also don't do other things that are taboo that would be taboo. It's almost like it's leaving it open-ended. In some regard, don't do this. Also, don't do other things that are taboo. This is one thing, yes, but there are several other things that it might upset this energy. So don't do them. That's really the song. It's just cautionary. Elebute Yemoja, even the tone too, the rhythm is very cautionary. It's very, I don't know, there's something about it. Sort of you're dragging it in a way to okay, don't. I really don't know what it is with this plant, but yeah. Do not serve it to her. It's like you want to intentionally upset the energy. Don't. I don't know if there are any side effects too, because again, this is a very good plant, and the medicinal properties are just, I can't even begin to emphasize them. But with everything, or with too much of everything, there's also a downside. So I don't know if there's any downside that is maybe a lot more important, and at least to this energy, than the good. Well, many Yemoja eat this plant actually, but they just don't. You can't just bring it near the energy. And I suppose those who the energy manifests through may also want to stay away from it, because if your body's been used as a vessel, you don't want to consume things like this. But yeah, that's what the song is. If you have any questions or additions, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.
Ayò gbogbo tẹ́ gbéyàwó wọ̀gbẹ́ Ọláńlémi lọ ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ òkun jogún òsòyè mọ̀jà àti ìdọ́kọ̀ lójú omi. Èké lódò wáyà dànù, ọ̀dàlẹ́ lódò wáyà ṣúbẹ́tẹ́. Jogún òsò ìyá mi yóò fojú kan Yemọja olójú lọ́gbọ̀n lòún ṣe kí ọ̀rọ̀ mi alẹ́ lódò bí òṣùmàrè. Ẹ mọ̀jà fọ ọdún èyí ṣàìṣe mọ́, ọdún owó, ọdún ọmọ, ọdún láìkú baálẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Kàní ọ̀bọ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ ooo. Tí ó jẹ́ kí ẹ bọ̀ rí ọwọ́ rú o, àbútẹ̀rù onífẹ́ ọ̀nì ọmọ ojú mi rábẹ sá mo sì mú ẹ̀yìn mo mú gbàbẹ ọ̀tà ìrẹ́gbẹ̀jẹ́ ọmọ.